Hello, everybody. Yeah, we're on live. Mm. Yes, we are on live. Hello, everybody. Assalamualaikum. And good evening from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'd like to, yeah, we are here live on my Facebook and like to just just say hello, everybody, while we are waiting for some people to come on. And the reason why Zil and I are here today is because we are actually launching the Love and Respect Resilient Community. Now, this is something that we started. Okay. This is something that we just started a couple of weeks ago, in fact, to launch this because we had discussions the last couple of months, in fact, about the direction of where our training and our programs are going to be. And one of the things that really struck us is what's happening around the world today. I know it's very disturbing. We've seen we all know that there must be a re-examination of what leadership is about. And it all starts with self-leadership first. And the world can actually see that, there are things that are not within our control that is already happening to all of us here in the world. Recently, it is geopolitical changes. We also saw there were increase in prices. There not all foods are also available, and there's also an increase in foods, and energy is affected. The fuel prices, etc. And what we have been experiencing is a lot of fears, a lot of complaints, a lot of discussions, a lot of analysis of the whole situation. But what are the action plans actually? So what do we do now? And I know that, some of us here, we have studied, very in depth in our education. We have really invested a lot in business strategies and business training. We've also invested a lot in our academic um, knowledge. And all of those things are good because all types of education, as long as we apply in that particular time, is important. The only thing is, if we think that we want to apply old systems into the current situation right now, not all of them are actually applicable. There are things that we need to relearn as humans in order for us to excel in our lives and leave an impact in this world, and also be able to support our families financially, with all the resources that are available to us all. And that's why we've decided to come up with this 90-day program, and it's only for 90 days because we don't want to extend it too long because we don't know what will happen after 90 days. But this 90 days is going to be a transformational journey for all of us here that are in this community. It is not going to be a training program. It is not going to be a academic or get know what is going to be um you know important, how to strategize and all that. Yes, we will be addressing that, but it is going to be a transformational journey. And I also call it a challenge. Like people say, 21-day challenge. This is a 90-day challenge for us to really work on ourselves, our business model, our mindsets, and the way that we do not only business, but with the way we do life. And with that, I would like to pass it on to Zil first to share, and then I'll add on some of the things about certain parts of this whole program, this whole a 90-day transformational journey that we are taking you with us.
Okay, thank you, Mushida, very much. Okay, so my name is Zil Zainuddin. I'm the co-founder of this Love Respect Transforms. I've been doing training and coaching for more than 20 years. So basically, this Love and Respect resilient community that we created is not, it didn't start a few years ago. We started many years ago of all the things that we have experienced in our life, right? All the challenges, all the things that we got, and all the things that we learned. It's just a combination of things that which led to this point of time. But the turning point, the real turning point was happened for us was during COVID, right? Because COVID have a lot of life lessons, a lot of lessons that we can learn from. And if we take the lessons from COVID and we can apply it anytime in the future when there's the type of crisis that COVID did and what happened, we can actually learn a lot from this lesson. So let me just give a brief of what happened to us during COVID, and I can relate to our times now, right? So what happened during COVID? It was in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, 22. We got the sort of like it was a rumor plus things that the everything's gonna shut down, you know. So we were praying for the best, but we didn't know what's gonna happen. And then there was this one night when I slept early. I heard Mushida crying outside. You know, I didn't know what's happening. Why was she crying and everything? Then I found out later. I found out that actually Mushida just found out that everything shut down and all our training programs that is by government, corporation, and what we plan to do public programs to expand our programs overseas, all is cancelled indefinitely because we can't go out at all, right? That was the first lockdown, which was very strict. We couldn't go out, we cannot do anything. So we are confined to our house, you know. So it was very challenging time because from having quite good income, having a lot of prospect potential, basically it's like we're going back to zero again. You know, we have to relearn and you know. But one thing good that we had during that time, because we did have some experience that we learned before that was SARS and a few other things. Excuse me. That we learned from that lesson. So what happened was we learned from that lesson was during COVID, we were the most important that we learned is we must have good quality people around us, good community, good networks. So we actually went around networking in the few years prior. Right? We met many amazing people in our lives. So when COVID happened, immediately we actually we got in touch with all these people, including mentors, including collaborators, friends, and all that all around the world. And a lot of them gave them very good advice, gave us encouragement, and we met our mentors as well, what to do. And the solution was for us to pivot. We need to change things. We cannot remain the same, you know, or else we will suffer. So one of the solutions was taking our business online, 100% online. And then, but in order to do that, I had to relearn a lot of things. I spent 1-2 hours every day learning on how to bring a business online, what are the things involved, you know, and because of that, in just 1 or 2 months, we were able to make a turnaround, and we were able to get clients from all over the world, you know, from Japan, Costa Rica, Trinidad and Tobago, US, and all that. And then we felt, oh, this is really, you know, like, because we took the time and sacrificed, learned the knowledge, we meant to think things around. And we also saw a lot of other people also suffering, entrepreneurs suffering, because they also had maybe the same condition. Also, they lost everything or they couldn't continue their current business. So that's when we created our community, the Live a Legacy community, where we actually help entrepreneurs who want to get out and also create a social impact. And the next 1-2 years was amazing. We had met many people who we actually helped to grow global. They couldn't expand. They were struggling. They was able to overcome just like us. And when COVID was lifted, then everybody went back to their normal lives. So everything's normal, but we continued. And then another turning point was during this conflict, this Middle East conflict that happened. And a lot of things started to change, you know, like things like we hear like in the news, you hear a lot, if you do your research, because of this thing happening, there's also going to be a lot of like food security, prices of goods are going to go up, you know. So then I was talking to Mushida, I was saying, are we just going to let another COVID happen and we suffer all over again, or are we going to do something about it? We did our prayers, we discussion. It was quite heartbreaking because it was out of our control. It's somebody else doing, but we need to do something for ourselves, our family, and our community. So that's when we decided, okay, let's create our Love Respect resilience community, but we cannot do the same module that we did in COVID. It's very slightly different. We still have the personal growth and all that, but we must add in one item or one program, which is something about sustainability, where, like right now, prices of things are going up, and we believe that agriculture is one of the ways to solve it. So what we did was we actually met a lot of people, made friendships in the agriculture line, and we managed to find one organization that we're going to reveal very soon. Once we confirm our collaboration with them, is actually how to grow your own food from your own home, right? Sometimes we don't have our own land, we don't have our whatever, but people have done it so many years. Some people have done 30 to 40 kind of vegetables in their house, and it can be done actually, but you just need the knowledge. So what we learned, we are very strong advocates of learning knowledge and application. So we decided, okay, let's do a course. First, let's do one online course on how to grow your own, the basics, the foundation, how to grow your food at your own home. Learn the theories, what you need, what are the items you need to purchase and all that. And then after that, there will be also a practical session where we go to the actual farm, which we'll announce very soon. It's going to be, somewhere in Bentong area, where people have the chance to go to the ground and actually do their own farming. It's going to be fun, and if the collaboration works, it's going to be a long-term thing. It's not going to be like 1 2 day thing. It's going to be continuously, where we can even grow our own food, even make agriculture as a business if you choose to. Yeah, so I'm very looking forward to it. It's very exciting. So we are looking forward for you guys to come in with us, learn. It's only 90 days, right? After 90, you can decide whether you want to continue or not. For us, we are very open, right? Those who want to see our vision, our alignment, and want to work with us, want to be part of the community, can be with us. Those who feel that it's not, then it's totally okay, it's totally fine. But for us, we will still provide whatever we said we promise to do, whatever we want to deliver. We will actually deliver it in the best possible way, as we did in the past. Everything, single community that we said we're going to do something, everything we fulfilled, and even beyond. And now we're doing the same thing with this Love Respect resilient community, and we look forward to have you all with us as well. So I pass back to Bushida.
Thank you, Zil. Yeah, and this resilient community that we started is actually not it is not just about learning. It is about us going through this and being resilient. And I know when it comes to change, a lot of times people feel very stressed out and people give up or they procrastinate. And it is normal, right? Because when you are moving to a different level of energy, your body will fight against it because your body is used to a certain level of energy. But you have desires. You have like dreams. Oh, I wish I could do this. I want to do this. I have desires to do this. But when you want to go ahead and start to implement, a lot of people just, give up because it becomes very uncomfortable. And that's why community is really important, because we hold each other accountable. Because if you do it by yourself, it will be difficult, right? It will be challenging because there's nobody to be accountable for, and you just give up. And a lot of times I hear people making excuses why they don't succeed, or they, it's not my luck, or things like that. Yeah. But what is actually available right now is abundance. And this is one of the things that we will be addressing. I will be coaching on this as well, which is on your mindset around money, around abundance, around resources, around your why. And that's why it is important for us to be in this community, so that you will be able to carry forward all of these activities and information. Yeah. Now, the other thing that we were also addressing, besides the food crisis, prices are all increasing, around the world generally. And I was just sharing with Zil. I said, hey, I bought this coffee that he loves, which is made in Australia. Before it was like only 24 ringgit, right? And now I see it is 38 ringgit per box. And I found maybe it's other shops are selling it higher. Maybe the usual shop that I buy from is cheaper. But no, it's more than 10 ringgit each box right now, right? And I don't buy just one box of coffee. I buy at least 3 boxes or 4 boxes at a time. And the prices have increased that much. And it is the same for all other things, right? And we hear so much about this. People say, oh, you got to tighten your belts. Don't spend so much. Instead of driving, do this. Instead of doing this, you do this,
Sacrifice.
It's to really limit your value and your lifestyle and what you have already dreamed or invested your life, your education, your business for, so that you can have more freedom, you have more income. But we have been told to cut down, right? So instead of cutting down, why not we start creating instead? So when we start creating, when we start expanding, when we look at possibilities, how can I make my income 10 times more than before because of the prices that are going 10 times more right now? When we start to think in that way, that is where we can actually thrive during all of these uncertain times. The mindset of like tighten our belts and you got to save money and all that, it is important. Of course, you don't overspend, you don't use things that you don't need and all that kind of thing, right? We don't do waste, okay? But when you learn to expand that consciousness around money, around resources, around income, around provisions, that's where you will start to attract. And this is something I am right now being coached to actually expand this. And while I'm being coached on my own money mindset and my own abundance mindset, I'm working with this community to share my knowledge and really expand more people's consciousness about around money, around resources, right? And this is something that we must start to work on. So many times we always hear this, oh, you gotta tighten your belt, you don't do this, don't trust people, don't, all of these fears that has been put within us. But what I noticed, because I'm in a lot of some of the amazing global networks, I invest my money in quality global networks around the world. There are a lot of good people, regardless of race, religion. There are a lot of good people in the world, but what we have been bombarded with in the news is all the negativities, and that is what is causing a lot of people to not trust one another, not want to work with other people. But when you start connecting with quality people globally, that's where you can start creating amazing networks. And this is something that we will be sharing with you also in this resilient community, on setting your boundaries, being aware of the kind of values that you have to instill in your community, in your goals, in your organizations, in whatever it is that you are building for yourself as well. Okay, so we are also working on community expansion, connecting with people globally. There will be networking that we are doing also in this community. And right now, to invest in this community for just 90 days, it is 150 US dollars. 150 US dollars, not monthly, not like I will bill you for 150 every month. No, 150 US dollars is one time. 90 days, get inside. We'll do the weekly master classes, and it will be recorded on Zoom. Ask any questions. There is a WhatsApp group that I'm opening up, and that is where everybody, you can start to share with one another. What are your wins? What are your questions? What are your support that you are looking for, the kind of support that you are looking for? And this is what we are working on. And I do not want to make it a very long program, but 90 days is something that will be assisting you to be transformational, especially in application into your projects, into your work, into your business. Yeah. And I'm also very excited because next week, Zil has actually booked a trip over to Bentong, right?
Yeah.
To visit a farm. And this is something that I only will open to the people in our community. I'm not going to open this to people outside. Yeah, not yet. But for the next trip that we are going to will be for the people in our community. And also the training that we will also be having will be with not just myself and Zil, but with also quality experts around the world, where they will be sharing some areas of topics around sustainability, around food agriculture creation, even from your own flat, even from your own home. You can start to plant your own food, grow your own fish, vegetables, that kind of thing. And also we'll be talking about social impacts, because more than 10 years, Zil and I have been doing our business that has a social impact. And Alhamdulillah, with blessings from Allah, we have seen a lot of transformations that has happened in the people that we have supported, people who actually took on our and applied our training and our teaching and some of the tips that we have been sharing for the last 10 years or more, on this. So this is something that I would like to open up again, and the topics that we are addressing are what is really critical in these times. And this is something that I'm really, really serious about. Let's get into the work, and we will also be introducing horses and archery into the whole program. This will be external, especially additional investment, because I will be sharing this in the master classes as well. But the actual training for those of you who want to learn to do horse riding, to understand about energetics around horses, and also archery. This is something that we will be organizing separately offline, and this is something that you get to experience. And for those of you who are overseas, far away, we've got people from Saudi Arabia as well. We will be providing support by Zoom, just by advice, but we would also recommend that you find someone in your own countries for you to actually learn, and we will brief you on where to find the best kind of classes for horse riding. And if some of you are interested to have, it is a sunnah also, it's recommended for you to own a horse, what is actually required so that you are prepared for it if you want to own your own horse. But this is all through progression, and this is something that we will guide you to start with. This is the introduction. I wouldn't even call this the level 1. This is the introduction to level 1 of your growth in these uncertain times. And imagine, right now, let's stop being a victim of everything. Let's not be the one that is at the whims and fancies of other people. Because of the economy, you lose your job. Because of the economy, there's no companies do not have time to invest in your services. Let's not be one of those businesses or people who are dependent on the economy set by what you think is your life dependent on, right? For us, like Zil and I, we always remind ourselves that the economy is what Allah created for us, and this is our connection, strengthening our connection with our Almighty, our spiritual alignment, and our faith. And our coaching is also very much faith-based. We've got people who are from other religions. It's not just for Muslims, this is not a program that is just focused on religion, but we focus a lot on faith and spirituality, because we have people from other religions also that are coming into our program, and they are also faith-based people, right? And that is the first thing that is required for people to come and join into this community, because I will be guiding you with a lot of reminders of being in the faith, in your faith, and having a lot of connection with our Almighty, and also applying all of that alignment into your business, into your work, into your life. And also that is how you can turn around your income, you can turn around your mindset, you can turn around your your power. I would say that a lot of people are feeling powerless, because they said like, oh, I can't do this, I'm too tired, I'm too unwell, or I'm too broke, I'm too this and that, right? let's change all of those things to how can I create? What can I do to apply? I'm going to try this instead. I'm going to apply this for now, right? And that will also shift your mindset and also the work that you're going to be doing. So the topics that we are doing over the 90 days, I have the framework for it, but like I mentioned to all those participants who are in our coming program, this community, it is going to be also changeable, because sometimes I will be addressing things that are really required by the community, that I see that is needed in that community, and also in that point in time. And I know that next month may not be the same as this month. We don't know what next month is going to happen. The following 90 days is going to happen. So the areas that we will be addressing will be applicable of what is happening at that time and what we all can do to actually thrive during those times. Yeah. So with that, anything else, Zil, you want to share?
Maybe I just add one thing. Okay, thank you for taking the time to listen to our sharing, right? So one thing I want to share is usually during crisis, right? Most people have this mindset, which I mentioned before, of everything have to save, have to tighten your belt and all that. That mindset is actually something that what stops us from achieving a lot of things in life. Even though it's not in crisis, it's actually we've been programmed by our society, by our education to be like to hold ourselves back, to be afraid of failure and all this. So what I would advise you to do is our program, what we're doing now is to get people to go beyond think out of the box, be stronger, be more resilient, because usually crisis is not all bad. Actually, crisis is a life lesson, actually, to make you better. But because we don't understand the dynamics of it, we don't understand why our Creator, the Almighty, created crisis, actually for us to become stronger person. But doesn't mean that crisis time we just sit there and then just become victim and just blame everything on everybody. But we do something to make ourselves better, invest in ourselves. And that's what Mushida have been doing all through our lives. Is everything something bad happens, instead of just crying, playing victim, crying or not doing anything, we actually invest in ourselves more. We go invest in a program, improve our skills, learn knowledge, get more networks, meet more people. So we are always going and stepping forward and taking action, and that's what we're going to encourage all of you to do, right? If today you are probably on the fence, you think, what should I do or not, I'm still struggling with my financial, I would tell you that this kind of price, and nobody will charge this kind of price. Is what we talk about, the bare minimum that people can afford to come in, because with this 400, you can 10 times you can get the 10 times amount that you actually invested in. So, and that's what we want to do with you. We want to help you with having more abundance mindset, that by investing in yourself, you actually get more. By helping others, doing social impact, you actually get more. You get yourself out of crisis. And that's what we have been all throughout our lives in training, in what we are doing. We have seen in ourselves and others. And that's why we are sharing with you guys, right? So for me, it's a no-brainer. Just come in, be part of the community, 90 days, do your best, and then you will see amazing transformation, right? And we are more than happy, and we are grateful to have you in the community and to really support you to achieve your life goals in this world, also in the hereafter. Yeah, God willing, inshallah. Okay, thank you.
And today is the launch, but we still will start only tomorrow at 9 o'clock, same time right now, 9 o'clock Singapore and Malaysia time. And that is, I think EST time, it is 9 a.m. in the US, Eastern time. And then there's also in Saudi in the afternoon. So it will be available for a lot of people. In Europe, I think it will be morning, if I'm not mistaken, also. Yeah, so you will be have access to all this sharing. It's only 30 minutes that we are doing every Wednesday night, Singapore and Malaysia time at 9 p.m., 9 to 9:30, and the rest of the time will be in the WhatsApp, just updates on the WhatsApp, any sharing, any realizations. And this is something that I will instill within this 90 days. You can come in still now, $150 for the next 90 days. We end the last day of July. And then after that, there will be another group that will be starting as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will be, but I'm not sure whether that group will be of this level, or we're gonna go a higher level. Yeah. So this is the opportunity for us to really make it a challenge, to really transform our lives, our business. Do not be one of those people. And I was always reminded by my late mother, I remember this: do not be oppressed and do not oppress others, right? So in your life, you're always adding value to others, not to do business for profits only, but what do you do with that profit? Yeah. And of course, in order for us to be able to give a big impact to others and to our own selves, is to have that profit in the business. So
Yeah.
be reminded of that, where we are actually creating money for good. And I know the money in the hands of good people, and I know there are actually more good people than there are bad people. Only the good people who really want good things for themselves, for others, they have a dream about a happy world where everybody around them are thriving. There are a lot of people like this, right? It is all of us to come together. Let's work together. Let's build something together. Let's be kind to one another, and let's spread more love and respect around the world, starting with ourselves. All right. So with that, I hope to see you. Do DM me or Zil, or just send us or the Love and Respect Transforms Holdings Facebook or our Instagram. Send us a DM if you want to join in. We'll send you the link for you to register, and we start tomorrow. And for all of you who say, okay, we may not be available all Wednesdays, is that okay? Yes, it's still okay. Just come in, be in the WhatsApp group. We will also be sharing some knowledge there and guidance the next 90 days. And the Zoom masterclasses will also be recorded. Yeah. So thank you so much, everyone. Lots of love and respect.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.